These days, almost everyone can think of an issue they have with our government or the way our country's run. Maybe you'd like to see heavier gun laws or less taxes, or for some of you, maybe you'd like to see a less role of big business in our government or more money going to animal shelters. While these problems are huge and make a huge difference in our country, they're minute in comparison with the issues that Daphne would like to solve in her home nation of Brazil. In Brazil, there are slums, government corruption, bad health care, poverty, crime, and pollution. Daphne told me that most people have to install bulletproof glass in their cars because in the intense traffic they experience and they're in like stand still, like LA, people will come up with a gun and hold a gun up to the person driving and tell them to give them everything they own in exchange for sparing their life. She said it nonchalantly too, like it was no big deal. But Daphne hopes that Brazil can have the same level of nationalism that we as Americans feel. That although we can acknowledge we have faults, we still have this underlying spirit for our nation and for each other. And that she hopes that with the solving of these problems, that her nation will feel more impassioned to love one another and what they stand for. Which is why Daphne is a double major in international studies and political science. After Pepperdine, she hopes to go to Switzerland for her master's and study more international studies at the best programs in the world. And from there, her goal is to land a job at the UN, where she can advocate for Brazil and nations like Brazil and the issues that they face. Daphne cites her love for traveling abroad to her brother Decio, who, when she was younger, went to college at the London School of Economics. His experience inspired her to learn English and spend a semester of her high school years in Cambridge. From there, she knew that she wanted to go abroad for her high school experience, hence being here at Pepperdine. She said she's seen more of US and Europe than she has of her own nation of Brazil, having stayed typically just in Sao Paulo or the beaches nearby. Her sense of independence has grown from going abroad. In fact, she's even booked her own trip this summer to travel between Asia and Africa, spending half the trip by herself and the other half of the trip with her friend. Like I said, her time here at Pepperdine is her abroad experience. Unlike most Brazilians, her and her brother decided to spend their college years out of the country. For most people, it's typical that they would go to college but come back home every single day, staying at home and traveling between. But they burst through that bubble, and both of them have spent their college experiences elsewhere. And although she is a sophomore, she hasn't gone abroad this year because for her, the next 4 years are her abroad experience. And the rest of her life is a continuation of that. Daphne is a woman with a mission to literally change the world. And I really can't wait to see what she does with it.